Mailbag. Yo, I got a great question from James. Let's check it out. But before we do, I want you to know something. So James is the first dude who put his trust in me to help him start his sharpening business. Like, my heart goes out to this dude. The reason I'm putting myself out there is a little bit selfish because it attracts people who this message resonates with, and then it grows my network. I'm so happy to have found James and for the opportunity to work for him. He's got his sharpening shop set up in Worcester, Mass. If you or anybody you know lives near Worcester, tell them to go check out occamsharpshop.com. You can find him on Google My Business too if you search sharpening near Worcester. He's making it happen. Love what he's got going on. James writes, the flood of new and recurring customers continues, finishing up a $100 order tonight. See what I'm talking about? Was thinking I wanted to order some extra stones from Edge Pro. Do you think that's a good idea? How about the diamond ones you talk about? Sort of have some backups in case the supply chain gets a little more wonky. Or should I consider something else? And he closed out with, how are you, by the way? Like, yeah, man, like it's a friendship we've built over this. Okay, this is one I've been wanting to put up for a while. I think I am uniquely qualified to talk about the diamond matrix stones because I wore through one. I think I put about 1,000 knives. I ran this stone over about 1,000 knives. But to be like fully open with you, I don't count how many knives I do. So what I did is I went back to when I bought these stones. I do keep track of how many customers I have. I had between the time I bought them and the time I need to replace it, it was over 300 customers. I just spitballed, like, if everyone brought 3 knives, you know, like some is one knife, some is a whole knife set, right? Like, so if everyone, like roughly 3 knives, if I had over 300, that's about 1,000 knives. Okay, so with that out of the way, I feel like I've had plenty of time on these, and I want to tell you what I think. Also, when I was placing an order for new ones, I had a little bit of an email exchange with Ben, and I really appreciate, Ben is the dude at Edge Pro, right? Like, I appreciated his thoughts on the matter. Okay, so point number 1, these are awesome. Like, these are really sweet stones. Like the way the amount that they last, the degree to which they cut. I'm a fan of these stones. Point 2, these stones are expensive, man. They're like $60 a piece. And when I bought I had to buy this one and one other one I wore out. So I bought 2 new stones. But I can buy a whole kit of those other stones that Edge Pro sells unmounted. I can mount them here in my shop. But a whole set of those was $36. So there's definitely a financial case to be made for using the other ones. Point 3 or point 4? Point 4, you don't have to use every stone as you work your way up through the progression. So that's one thing that came up in my conversations with Ben is, like, especially when you're using these, you might not need a whole set of them. Point 5, and Ben was mentioning this too, like maybe this isn't the best stone to be using on all knives, like especially with residential kitchen cutlery. Edge Pro has really shifted their market audience to high-end folders. And when you're getting folders with the super steels, the extremely hard steels, I think you're gonna get probably better results using the diamond matrix stones on those super steels, and that might apply too for some really nice resident or like kitchen cutlery as well. Okay, so here are some thoughts going forward for you, James. First off, I think you're probably fine just buying a bunch of the other ones. Unless you want to shift your business into doing high-end folders, or unless you're just really interested in getting some, and like that's kind of a nice thing that it provides a little fun with the business, like it's a little splurge, it feels good, it's a good time. I'm on board with that. Another thing you might want to consider is starting with one, like continue to use your coarse stones to establish the bevel on your knife, but then get 1 or 2 that you use as your finishing stones on the knife. You might get a little longer time out of it, you might get a better result. I don't think the result is a lot better than the other stones, but you might get, the lifespan of it has potential to be longer if you're using it in that way. And maybe you've seen that with, in one of the more recent videos I did, I would cut a bevel on the 1x30. I would put that constant degree and like the precise bevel on it on the Edge Pro with the 220 grit conventional stone, and then I would go right to the 1100 grit diamond matrix stone. And the results are pretty good. And now you're doing 2 stones. It's a little bit more efficient process. That might be something you want to look at as well. All right, so what do you think? Like, how many knives have you put through your diamond matrix stones? Do you like them? Have you bought them? Like, where do you stand? Weigh in on this. Let me know in the comments. I hope you found value from this and it has helped inform both your decision, James, and anyone else who happens to be asking the same question. So thank you very much. Please remember to keep them coming in. I love answering them, and keep up the good work. See you out there.